important is your wardrobe on Zoom, and how important is the image you portray in terms of, is the camera level at your eye? Is it looking underneath your chin? Is it seeing the spider webs in the back corner of the crown molding in your room? So wardrobe and your image on Zoom, how important is that?
Fabulous question, John. Let's do some quick video hygiene, everybody. I'll show you a couple of tricks, okay? Again, get out your pen. Here we go. John, to answer your spider web question, I cannot see your spider webs, but I do see the spiders. You want to check for something called headroom, everybody. Headroom is that distance between the top of your head and the top of the screen. So right now, and Lise, is it Lise? Don't move, Lise. Stay right where you're at. Lise has what's called diminished headroom. Sherry has it too. You see the difference between Lisa's head and, say, my head? Sherry's adjusting in real time. Good for you. Lise, stay down there. What happens is if you're diminished, it makes you less influential. It makes you less powerful on the screen. So watch Lisa, everybody, while she tips her screen or sits up straighter, maybe even leans forward. And she just becomes more of a presence. There you go. Beautiful. And she's reduced that headroom, so that's a good thing. The second thing is the eye contact that we talked about earlier, which is looking directly into the lens of the camera. Mr. Charbonneau asked about clothing. It's the same thing when you're presenting live. So you're looking for something that's going to stand out from the background. Now, in my case, I've got a credenza behind me, and my black shirt doesn't show up as well as light shirts. So I try to wear light shirts when I'm speaking online because it helps me jump. They call it, it jumps off the screen, right? Most of you look pretty good. The camera quality is good. A little trick you can do is if you wipe the lens, because in the laptops, the lens is right where you open the laptop and there's always oil on your fingers. So over time, you actually coat that with all kinds of interesting food and sunscreen. And so if you clean the lens, you'll look a lot better to everybody. So that's an easy trick as well. One more tip, and that's called what the French call the mise-en-scène, which is the background. A lot of people using these virtual backgrounds now. I don't see any in the screen I'm using right now. Oh, Lorene's using it, which is the Rotary logo. Fabulous. A lot of those virtual backgrounds actually seem to cause more confusion than they're worth. I like Lorene's. It's nice and clean. But, some of them, they look kind of, I don't know. I think you want to use one that's professional. Personally, I think if you're going to make some decisions about me during my presentation, which I know you are, I want you to make those decisions based on cues that I'm giving you. Because this is my office, everybody, and you can decide some things about me based on what you see. Like what? Well, you see some books behind me. You might assume I've read some of those books. You would be correct. So if I'm a reader, you might assume that I'm intelligent. And if the speaker's intelligent today, it's going to be a good day. Because, man, we've had some non-intelligent speakers at Rotary, haven't we? So the books are a good thing. There's a globe behind me. I don't know if you can see it. It's actually spinning. I'm trying to find a way to get that so you can see it moving. I think that would be a cool effect. The globe's there because I travel the world. The red piece of art is abstract. You can't really tell what it is, but I bet you can't take your eyes off of it, especially now that I've mentioned it. And finally, there's some plants in the background. I moved the one that was up here on the credenza, but there's normally 2 plants in the background. And if the person has plants behind them, might you assume they are a nurturing personality? Yes. Mr. Charbonneau, does that help? Who's next, please?
I think I'm going to pass it over to Paul Arcand, who's